so welcome. I just need my desk. Ow. Anyway, so welcome back to my Ayrton Senna career mode here on F124. I have pedals again, which means I can return to not only my Ayrton Senna career mode, but also my team career. Today we're going to Belgium. It should be a sprint race, and let's have a fantastic race back. Come on! And here we are in qualifying. My goodness, it's great to be back. I didn't actually check if this was a sprint weekend. I don't think it is, so I thought Belgium was. Anyway, we're here, the setup is ready, short qualies, we're going to be doing 2 hot laps, and, well, we're in a tough title fight. We can't accept anything else other than a P1. Now, I don't want to come up with some excuses before I even start, but it has been about a week since I last drove this car, and I have to use, you know, like, different pedals and stuff, so I feel like this first lap, or maybe the first few laps, are going to be a bit dodgy, but I'm going to try my best anyway. Right, here we go up to Rouge and Radion. Some of the best corners in the Formula 1 world. Easy flat in these 2024 Formula 1 cars. Get that ERS going. What kind of speeds we're hitting? 350, that ain't bad at all. Now into this really tricky tight section. Braking a bit too late through there, that's fine. We can always remember to brake a bit earlier on the next lap. Now into this long right. Braked pretty much perfectly, but messed up the actual turning in part. Should be able to lift through here, get right on the edge of the track. This time in this game, you can't actually go over the track at that corner anymore. Oh, got a bit wide through there. Because they've actually added gravel traps. Before, it was just a wall and a curb. Now there's actually gravel to stop you completely going off track, and that is not ideal. Okay, so them little curves are feisty. They're nasty little buggers. We are 1 second up on Daniel Ricciardo's time through Sector 2. That isn't horrible, especially considering there is probably about another 4 tenths to half a second in this lap. Make our way through here. Can this Red Bull move? Move, bro! Oh my goodness, that was way too close. Who is that? It's Max Verstappen. He's trying to start something off before the race even begins. He's trying to start stuff. Anyway, we crossed the line, and he's gonna... Okay. That lap was horrible. What do you mean, P1? What? So I've actually managed to put the car P1 by 24 milliseconds over my teammate Lando Norris. Now, what is interesting is that, well, you can see for yourself, look at that Sector 2 time. It is currently 6 tenths of my teammate, and about 3 to 4 tenths away, well, not even that, 2 or 3 tenths from everyone else. And that sector was horrible for me. I messed up 3 corners, the braking, the turning, and those little curves. So if I could just hook it together, my Sector 1 and 3, my Sector 1 is fantastic. Look at that. That's the straight line speed coming into play. Okay, so if I could just have a clean Sector 2, and have a semi-decent Sector 1 and 3, this should be a very easy pole position. Let's get back out there. Right, now we are going to have some traffic issues. The gap ahead ain't too bad. I'm more concerned about the gap behind. But it shouldn't be too bad. And I don't really have time to let him go anyway. I'm just going to have to go for my lap and see what happens. Yeah, like I said, a decent Sector 1 and 3. I just need to hook it up and keep it clean through Sector 2. And this should be an easy pole. Let's have it. I'm actually going to find over a tenth through Turn 1. I don't know how I've managed that. I must just be an expert. Now down this straight, you can see I'm losing a lot of time. That's because I'm not using overtake. I'm going to not use as much because I actually ran out of deploy near the end of last lap. And now we're going to hook it through here. This is now the Sector 2 area. There's a Ferrari in the way. Ferrari, oh my goodness. Leclerc, what are we doing? I think that's Leclerc anyway. Now here's where I messed up. I'm going to mess up again, but if I can get a slightly better exit, which I do, and then swing her through here, try and avoid the gravel, I ain't going to lose too much time. Now remember, this is where I'm going to start gaining time if I could just have a clean sector. And as you can see through there, through Pouon, I already gained all the time I lost. And now through here, I need to avoid that inside curb. And do that again, just avoid the inside curbs, get on throttle nice and early. Now I need to brake late through here, maybe a bit too late, but if I can have a decent exit, on the gravel a little bit, that's fine. Use, oh whoa, big oversteer snap. That was scary, but as you can see, we are 0.4 of a second up, and that's what I was talking about. I just need a good Sector 2, because my Sector 1 and 3 is already up to standards. My Sector 2 wasn't even that great either. There is still a lot of time to find through there, but if I can just have a decent run through the bus stop without having too much oversteer and snaps like that, that's perfectly fine. Lost a 10th, but that should be a very easy pole position on my comeback, and that it is. Come on! And look at that beautiful sight. I don't think anyone else actually managed to improve on their second runs. Let's see, Lando Norris, no, missed out by 6 milliseconds. Carlos Sainz, 60 milliseconds. Max Verstappen actually did. Wow, okay, so even though Verstappen improved his lap time, he stayed in P4. That's massive. Not only because it's a McLaren 1-2, which is going to help us in the Constructors extend that lead, but there is 2 cars between me and title rival Max Verstappen. Let's hope that whatever happens, I can, extend my lead in the Drivers' Championship. I think that has to happen. And starting P1 is incredibly important because I clearly have more straight line speed, or a more straight line speed setup than everyone else. So if I was starting P2 or P3, I probably wouldn't have actually got to P1. But now I'm starting P1, I should be able to keep it. Let's get to Sunday and start this Belgian Grand Prix. And here we are on Sunday. It's looking a bit cloudy, but it should stay dry throughout, and that is actually massive because, I'm going to be honest, I cannot drive in the wet. That's just something I wasn't born with. I don't have that extra talent to do that. And here we are on the grid now. It is not uncommon for drivers to take engine penalties at this track because it offers so much overtaking, but looking in my mirrors, it does seem like the top 4 is staying as the top 4. Which is big. The strategy is also fairly basic. It's actually a soft tyre to a medium. We are very much used to medium to hard. This time we're actually going a whole compound down to the soft mediums. I don't know how that's going to go, but I assume that's what everyone's going to do, so whatever happens will all be equal. I think we're ready for the comeback of Ayrton Senna, career mode, F1 24. Let's go. As always, your start is arguably the most important part of a race. And mine isn't fantastic. I've been struggling with my starts a lot recently, but I am going to jump ahead of my teammate Lando Norris. He's not going to get the opportunity to go past. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc having a bit of a scrap. Leclerc's going to make his way up to P2. Carlos Sainz overtakes Max Verstappen for P3 or 4. That's massive. That is absolutely massive. Go on, Carlos. Making our way down the straight. Lando Norris trying it. Here comes Sebastian Vettel. They're going 3 wide. What is going on behind me? I kind of wish I was a part of that scrap. It seems quite entertaining. But at the end of the day, them scrapping, as you can see, has already given me a 1 second lead in this race. Now, knowing Max Verstappen, he is going to find a way back into this race. He did it last time. I think it was at Silverstone, where he was like P4 for the entire race and somehow finished P2. I don't know how he managed that, but he did. So even though he's in P5 right now, with 4 very fast cars ahead of him, it's not over. But in my case, I just need to lock in and win this race. That's all I can do. Now, I've been struggling with oversteer through the bus stop chicane. I think if I just drive a bit more carefully, that was maybe a bit too careful, I am going to exit the corner and finish the first lap of this race in P numero uno. DRS gets enabled now, so it's important I get a good exit through here. Use a bit of overtaking. Oh no. Leclerc has an absolute blinder of an exit, and he is going to have DRS. Oh no. My exits have been really poor on this game. I don't really know why. It's like, if I go any more on throttle on the corner exit, I will spin. So the AI must just have that different car, do you know what I mean? Anyway, comfortably staying ahead, even with the DRS of Leclerc and the fastest Sector 1. Like I said, I'm running a much more straight line speed setup, which is going to help me massively. Surprisingly though, even though I am running a more straight line speed setup, I am able to do poo on, I reckon, flat out if I tried. Which is a bit odd, but we move. Right, here comes Charles Leclerc. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can actually do about him overtaking me. Look how quick that car is. We're going to go wheel to wheel up Rue Rouge. through Radion, and then who got the DRS? It's going to be Leclerc. That is me absolutely finished. It doesn't matter how much straight line speed I have. Hang on. No, I'm actually outpacing him. That is a fantastic piece of news. That means that I am under no threat from DRS. That is, whoa, I'm really struggling with them gravel traps. But yeah, that is a massive piece of news. And I'll tell you what, this track is so much harder now that they've done these changes. And I don't even know if that's how it is in real life. It's like, you see these little curbs, especially on the inside of poo on there. But them little curbs, for some reason, the car just spins as soon as you touch them. And also the gravel traps are really, really annoying me. Especially this one. This gravel trap is really troubling me. Maybe I just need to take it a bit easier through there. But, you know, at the moment, it's a bit of a rough and tumble situation. We have got Leclerc, we have got Sainz. Max Verstappen has actually managed to overtake Lando Norris, which obviously isn't great. But I'm somehow stabilised. I don't really feel under much threat. Oh, Leclerc's actually going for it. Down the inside of turn 1. You know what? I'm actually going to, you know, sort of let him go. Because now I'm going to get DRS and a humongous boost of speed. Hang on, Sainz. Sainz, relax. Oh, Sainz. Sainz, stop. Okay. Now, let's see what monstrous speed I get up to. Here we go. 340. It's about 350. That is some ridiculous straight line speed. And it is going to see us back into P1. Whoa, big skid. Right, now using about 50% of my ERS tank, I have actually managed to escape Leclerc's DRS. Now, that is a good thing. However, I get the feeling the Ferraris are going to scrap and then Verstappen's going to somehow find a way past. But anyway, I've managed to stay ahead comfortably. We are stopping this lap to put on the medium tyres. And it's been a bit of a struggle. I'm having to drive like I'm in the wet, as in the car is very slippery. It's very oversteery. It's not really understeery at all. It's just extremely slippery in every corner, like mid-corner, before the corner, after the corner, etc. But you know, at the moment, we're doing just fine. Meanwhile, Verstappen is in P4 and only 2 tenths away from the likes of Leclerc and Sainz. Unfortunately, Lando Norris not having a great race performance already. Oh, he's actually been done by George Russell. How's that happened there, Lando? That's not an overtaking spot, but yeah, down to P6, 5 seconds back. It's not looking great for the constructors. Ferrari having a good day, but for me, it is time to go into the pits. And into the pits, we must go E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Now, I believe Verstappen has stopped, Leclerc has stopped, which means obviously Sainz, Norris and Perez are going to continue on. And oh no. Okay. So we had a pit stop like error, 3.8 seconds stop, which is bad, but we do manage to stay out ahead of Verstappen. Oh, gone over the white line a bit there, that's my bad. Hang on, can I like nab a bit of DRS off Sargent? Please! Please! No! Okay, well, let's get these tyres warmed up. And then we're going to have to try and make some overtakes on Logan Sargent. But already, Verstappen managing to get past Leclerc in the pits. And now Leclerc with DRS. Go on, son! Do him in! Yes, he's done it! Come on, Leclerc! Leclerc manages to get past Verstappen. That is absolutely huge. Keep that up, son. And now, I'm kind of getting my race ruined here by Mr. Logan Sargent. I'm gonna try something completely outrageous. No, Sargent. Right, my car is half alongside on the way faster car. Do you really have to almost give me damage? Like, come on, bro. This should be an easy move as well. On the Haas, down the inside, on them fresh rubber. And that's massive because now Leclerc and Verstappen are both stuck behind them. Right, let's see the other front runners. Mainly just Carlos Sainz. I mean, Norris and Perez are both quite a way back. Let's see. Exiting the pits. And we are back out in P1 by some distance. Let's go. Okay, so now it's me with a 1.5 second gap back to Leclerc. And Verstappen quite close as well. us three scrapping until the end. Although Sainz is also just there or thereabouts, to be fair. Oh, fair enough, Sainz. Didn't know you had that in you. And oh no! Oh no! Right, why does my car keep bottoming out there? Max Verstappen overtakes. Wait, no he didn't. I was lying. I thought he got Leclerc, but my eyes were deceiving me. Everything's fine still. Right, this is looking like a very easy move for Max Verstappen. He's half a second ahead of Sainz, so we shouldn't be any on a threat from him. But look at that. There he goes. He's going around the outside. No, the inside of Charles Leclerc. Leclerc is fighting it, though. But Verstappen does get through. Verstappen now up to P2, and it's literally exactly what I said when he was in P5. Just like in Silverstone, he finds his way into that P2 spot. Oh! Leclerc! Charles Leclerc! My hero! Go on, son! For the boys! Go on, Leclerc! Yeah! Come on, Charlie! Charles Leclerc overtakes Verstappen for P2. Keep that up! Keep that P2! What an absolute legend! Oh no, what's happened here? Oh no! What? So Max Verstappen re-overtake Leclerc down the straight, this straight on lap 12. And I thought this lap Leclerc was going to get back past, but look, Carlos Sainz was scrapping with his teammate and has actually cost Leclerc a P2 here because Verstappen is now about a second ahead. Carlos Sainz, what have you done, lad? What have you done? Leclerc now outside of Verstappen's DRS, and you know, although I'm probably still going to win this race, I mean, a 4-second gap in 2.5 laps ain't really going to happen for Verstappen. I mean, he's done it before, but I'm different, so that's not going to happen. But the main thing I'm annoyed at is that rather than gaining 7 points in the Drivers' Championship, 10. Rather than gaining 10, I'm only going to gain 7. And it's like, yeah, it's only 3 points, but come end of the season, that could be the difference between winning or losing. But as long as I beat Verstappen, I'm not really bothered, you know what I mean? And here we go, penultimate lap of this race. This medium stint has been a bit rocky at times, but overall, very, very strong. And now we just have to, you know, lock in and bring it home. And here we go, final lap of the race. Leclerc and Sainz still scrapping with each other for the final podium place. It might not gain me any more points on Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship, but it's still a good battle nonetheless. Now, this race has been a bit dull in terms of just a viewing experience. I've led almost every lap. I think, once again, I'm about 2 corners away from having my first Grand Slam, but unfortunately I wasn't ahead of Sainz coming out of the pits. In the early stages, on the soft tyre, the car definitely felt a bit rocky. Lots and lots of oversteer. And that's how the medium stint started, but I don't know if I've just sort of drove a bit more carefully, or I don't know, but I mean, you can tell I'm going on the gravel. But this medium stint in the final, like, 5 or 6 laps has felt really, really good. I mean, the time difference speaks for itself. I'm gaining about 3 to 4 tenths a lap on Max Verstappen, of all people. So yeah, really, really nice. And now, in the final sector of the final lap, I've been absent for a week from this series trying to sort out my pedal situation. I finally do, and what a way to come back. I come back exactly the same way that I left, which is a dominant display and a Fortnite victory royale. Come on! It's another win for Ayrton Senna. For my first ever time racing around this track, I think that is a very, very good result. The only thing that was stopping that from being a perfect result is the fastest lap. But that is still fantastic nonetheless, and crucially is going to extend my lead in the Drivers' Championship to, I believe, 19 points. And here is your final finishing order! And I got the fastest lap! Wait, did I get the fastest lap on the final lap? Shut up! Oh my goodness, the best sector 3 I have done for the entire race, some 2 or 3 tenths quicker than any other, and I actually took the fastest lap on the final lap on like old mediums. What? Okay, that's interesting. Max Verstappen, as always, is just clutch, converts a P4 to a P2. Charles Leclerc finishes off the podium, but I mean, in real life, it's Sergio Perez struggling. In the game, he's thriving. In real life, Lando Norris is thriving. In the game, Lando Norris is struggling. P2 on the grid, but can only manage a P7 in the race. And that isn't because of, you know, a yellow flag, an unlucky safety car. That is on pace. That is on merit. If we go to Lando Norris's lap times, he is doing what? 45.9, 45. So inconsistent. Although, to be fair, he did do an extended soft run onto the mediums. Look how many laps he did on the softs. What's that? He did 8 laps on the softs. Okay, that's a bit confusing. He did 8 laps on softs, 7 on meters, 7 on hards, which is a bit confusing. But he's doing like what on the hards, 45s. We'll say 45 dead. Meanwhile, on the mediums, I'm doing mid 44s. That's actually decent consistency, to be fair. Look, 8, 4. 3, 1, 6, 6 dead. Lovely stuff. Anyway, that's going to be all from me. One thing before we go, the standings. We now lead by 20 points over Max Verstappen. Lando Norris just continuing to lose points to everyone else ahead. I was confident that he'd be able to get up to that P3 spot because the McLaren is a better car than the Mercedes, the Aston, and the Ferrari. The fact Fernando Alonso is still P6 in itself is shocking, but you know, there's still quite a few races left. I believe in the Lando Norris comeback. And in the Constructors, I'm having to sort of solo carry it a little bit. We lead by 7 points over Red Bull Racing and 81 over Scuderia Ferrari. That's going to be all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of F1 24. Bye-bye.